Hi again. This is gonna be. Well, I'm gonna speed through these because I gotta get to going. I should have done this earlier in the day. I did get here early, and then I just did other stuff. There's a lot to do. Anyway, let's do these. TV Girl exclusive pressing, limited to 6,000 copies. This is called The Night in Question French Exit Outtakes. So it's outtakes from the French Exit album. They are all in basically. I was reading they were unfinished, or they're basically demo versions of songs that were our outtakes from French Exit. This is limited to 6,000 copies. We got shorted on our initial order, but then we were able to get a couple additional copies. If you're after this, I'm not going to say it's going to fly out, but I never really know. So we do have some. That is the important part. Talking Heads. There's a couple of these here. Well, let's see. The Talking Heads in the next one. There's frequent flyers of RSD events. For the last couple of RSD events, there's definitely been Talking Head stuff. This is the first official vinyl release of the original 1975 demo session. So it's when the band was a three-piece. It's got... That's the track list. I don't know a lot about the Talking Heads. I am a casual fan of theirs, so I don't know how coveted this is, or if this, if people have been waiting for this to be pressed to vinyl or not. It is an exclusive. It's limited to 7,000 copies. We got a bunch, and I think there might be a couple more arriving tomorrow. So if not, they'll get bumped to Monday, and then we'll know that we have a few more coming. This is, again, Thin Lizzy, a frequent flyer for RSD events. This is live in Cleveland, 1976. This is transparent vinyl, on vinyl for the first time for this show. There's the track list for that. Let me tell you, I'm a little bit of a late bloomer to Thin Lizzy, but I really have been digging them. I don't know why it took me so long. There's a lot of 70s rock bands that I'm just this is alright, I guess. But Thin Lizzy, I listened to Black Rose, and I was like, oh man, what have I been not listening to all these years? That's such a good album. I think you hear Jailbreak, you hear The Boys Are Back in Town, and you're like, alright, it's kind of I don't know. I don't know what to compare them to. But the rest of their catalog is so good, even besides the singles. So if you haven't been given Thin Lizzy the time of day, maybe like myself, it's time to give him a shot. So I don't know anything about this guy. I'd never heard his name until RSD requests started rolling in, and I was like, who is it now? And apparently, it's just not what's the right word? It's not something that we come into requests for or anything. Masayoshi Takanaka. There's 2 exclusives of his. I believe they are reissues, but they are 1978 and 1979 originally. So this is on guitar. This is a single LP. It's limited to 2,500, and this is All of Me on blue vinyl. It's a double LP, limited to 2,500 also. These are a little pricey. They are Japanese imports. He is a guitarist from Japan. Again, not anything that was ever on my radar before. I haven't listened to him. I don't know anything about him. If you're into him, we got him. We have more of All of Me. This was easier to get than the other one. But we do have at least a few copies of both. So that is that. Wish I had more to say, but I should probably give it a listen so I know what I'm talking about at least a little bit. Adam Sandler reissue of They're All Gonna Laugh at You. On orange vinyl, this includes a sticker sheet, magnet sheet, and they both feature characters from skits on the album. There's an air freshener, and it has obviously updated artwork. This one, I don't know if anyone read the post. A couple people did, and they commented on it, and I appreciate that. I don't know if anyone. I did write about this. I included this in my upcoming titles to watch, and I was on the fence about whether I wanted. As I put it in what I wrote, am I really gonna sit down in the year of our Lord 2026 and listen to At a Medium Pace or the Lunch Lady Land song? Maybe, maybe the mood will strike me at some point. But for the time being, I'll see how it goes. This is this is 2250 copies, 2,250 copies. A bunch of, like I said, a bunch of extras in there. This has been pressed on vinyl before, but it's been out of print for a while. I believe it got a reissue, and even that, it was going for a decent amount. I've actually never seen it on vinyl before, so if you're into it, I'm sure this is definitely. Oh, Toll Booth Willie. All right. Maybe for Toll Booth Willie. I don't know. We'll see. We do have a few. If it's on your list, come scoop it. Maybe earlier rather than later, because we didn't get all we ordered on that. So I have some sad news. The sad news is not that we have a Stone Temple Pilots live exclusive. Again, a band that gets something put out for frequently for RSD events. It is on Canary Yellow vinyl. Complete concert from the Shangri-La-Di-Da tour. Back when Scott was still alive. But the sad part of it is that about half of our copies, this one's actually not too bad, but half of our copies came damaged. There's either like a little crease along one of the corners, or this one has a little bit of a seam split, or some of them have both a seam split and a crease along one of the corners. It's something that happens. It's unavoidable. So we will have it, but probably about half of our copies have some kind of physical. It's minor, and it doesn't affect the record, obviously, but the jackets on some of them are slightly damaged. So just a heads up, if you are after that and you want a perfect jacket, maybe when we're doing the pull sheet, mention that you saw the video online and that you'd really prefer a minty fresh jacket if we can find one for you. We try and keep it moving as quick as possible, so we can't always, really dig in and like magnify glass with the with the covers. Sometimes there's seam splits, but it's a hectic morning. We can't really so we'll do our best, There's a couple of the Joan Jett came with seam splits along the top. I mean, it's like I said, it's the nature of the beast when you're shipping records all across the country. So, but yeah, that's a good one. It's got a good track list on it, so check it out. Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros, Global A Go-Go. This is the 25th anniversary. This is on Splatter vinyl. This is an exclusive, and it's limited to 2,500. This was a Record Store Day release back in 2010. So I guess maybe that was a first, and this is an exclusive. I find it hard to believe that this will never be pressed again, but it is. They do consider it an exclusive. So once it's gone of this press, it's gone. It might come back on a different variant or something like that, I guess. This was last reissued in 2012. But even the cheapest one right now to get a hold of is the 2010 RSD reissue, and that goes for about $60. This is $39.99, so it's a little bit cheaper at least. It's on Splatter vinyl. It's a good way to get a hold of it. Johnny Appleseed is the the single, I guess. I don't know if it's a single, but it's the standout track on that, I feel like. John Frusciante, 25th anniversary of To Record Only Water for 10 Days. So this I also mentioned in my little pre-order write-up. It's not something that I'm not really into it. John Frusciante, of course, known for his playing in the Chili Peppers, but he also has a few very popular solo albums, including this one. This is one of the more popular ones. This and Neandra Lades, or however you pronounce it. This has 4 bonus tracks on it. It's double LP. One record's blue and one record's orange, I believe. 4 bonus tracks. This has been out of print for a while and scarce to get when and pricey to get when you do find it. So that's a cool thing. Sometimes a lot of people, not even just stores, they trash Record Store Day and say it's gimmicky, whatever, however you want to feel about it. Like, the fact that we get reissues of things that have been out of print for a long time I think that's a net positive. Because there's a lot of people who only want original presses, and that's fine. That's a way to collect. There's no wrong way to collect. But there's plenty of records that I don't want to spend a couple $100 on. If you give me, especially if it's got bonus tracks on it on the reissue, I mean, give me that all 9 times out of 10. I wish there was a reissue of Midnight Vultures. There's allegedly one on the horizon. I wish there was a reissue of Jay-Z, The Dynasty, Rock La Familia. That's another one. I can't spend $200 and $300 on a record right now. I mean, I can. I do anyway. Not that I can. I shouldn't, but sometimes I do. Not too many. It takes a special record. Princeton Record Exchange, I don't know why I'm going on this side quest here, but Princeton Record Exchange had a copy of, I don't use the word Grail really, but if I did, it would be mine, Full Force Galesburg by the Mountain Goats. They had it at Princeton Record Exchange for $275, which wasn't a bad price for it, but not in this economy, and it finally sold. So I'm on the hunt again. If you know anyone that has one, let me know. We got a couple more. And then I said we were going to make it quick, and I've already been yammering for 13 minutes. Jeff Buckley. We're getting to the point where Jeff Buckley is also a pretty common RSD event artist. This is a live performance, first time on vinyl, features hits from Grace. I mean, there's not much you can say about that. It's got Hallelujah. It's got Lover You Should Have Come Over. Cashmere? What the heck? Kick Out the Jams? I gotta listen to this one. Alright. And so that one, actually, I wasn't even done talking. Right. First time pressed to vinyl for this performance. It is an exclusive, but it's got a high limit. There's 15,000 copies of these. There were a couple Buckley releases that were tough to get. This shouldn't be one of them. We got pretty much all we ordered. So if that's the main one on your list, again, I never tell people when to show up, but you're probably all right. You'll probably get one. And here's another one. I don't know anything about this. K-Pop Demon Hunters. They're exclusive. They're 10,000 of each cover. There are some extras in here. I didn't write it down, of course. I think there's like some trading cards, and there's 12 different trading cards, and you get 3 in the package. I don't know what this is. I've never watched it. I understand that they are demon hunters that sing K-pop. That's all I know. One of them is Saja Boys, and the other one is Hunter X. Those are the different variants. Again, you got me. And actually, this one's got a little bit of a seam split too. Like I said, it's just nature of the beast when you're shipping records all around. They do happen. So If you like K-pop Demon Hunters and you need one or both of those covers, we do have you covered. We have covered. We have about 10 copies of each of those. So that's it. That's it for today. There's going to be one more video tomorrow, and then we are into it. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to go eat dinner. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. See you Saturday, I hope. And Sunday. We're having a used sale on Sunday. 20% off all the used in the building. So if you see something on Saturday, if you want to roll the dice and come back Sunday, you'll get 20% off. We're not going to hold it for you. We don't play that. Or you know, if you want to pay the 20%, make sure you got it on lock. You don't want to come back the next day. That's fine too. Either way, this is like the longest video that I made so far, and I was like, I gotta make it quick. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.